Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ifra Ikram. I did BS English Literature in 2021 and started this channel to help students. I made this channel to take challenges to explain literature with different lenses. You are going to have every taste of literature from this channel. The name of this channel is English Literarians. So today we are going to discuss about how to understand English poetry or poetry in general means any language. So first of all we have to understand what poetry is. Poetry is something that gives meaning beyond dictionary. For example, when you see these lines that golden slumbers kiss your eyes and smiles awake you when you rise. So if we see the meaning of these lines as words in dictionary. So golden means sunehra, means golden, a color, and slumbers mean need, sleep. But if we see these as poetic lines, we can get a theme of morning or night, or sleeping and waking up. And the second point here is that additionally readers can interpret or get from it whatever he or she wants. So here my point is that a reader can interpret or get from it whatever she or he wants. For example, someone might get the theme of death from these lines. Moreover, there are two ways to understand a poem. The one is structural and the second one is through its meaning and thematic understanding. For example, if we talk about the structural understanding, for example, there is a type of a poem called an ode, ode, ode. So an ode, if we define it, an ode is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual, describing nature intellectually as well as emotionally. So if you are a beginner or not a beginner, just wanted to read casually and understand it, then the next points is for you. So I compiled some important points to make it easier for you guys. The second point is the one that I am going to describe in this video, the meaning and the thematic understanding, because the structural one is for those kind of people who are into the literature, but the one who are not going to be in the literature or not the student of the literature. So for these kind of guys, I wanted to explain that if you see a poem in front of you and you use these 7 ways, and in a blink of an eye you are going to get what this poem is uh, saying to you. So the first one is don't hesitate, be fearless. I wanted to say here that जब भी आप एक पोएम पढ़ें, आप उसके बारे में बात करना चाहते हैं, उसको पढ़ना चाहते हैं, या पोएट्री आपको मुश्किल लग रही है लेकिन आप उसके बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, उसको पढ़ना चाहते हैं, आप अपना एक टेस्ट डेवलप करना चाहते हैं, सो इस तरह इसके बारे में फेयरलेस हो जाएं. इसको यूँ ना सोचें कि ये तो मुझे नहीं आएगी, मैं इसका पॉइंट्स नहीं समझ पाऊँगा या नहीं समझ पाऊँगी. उसको बगैर किसी हेजिटेशन के पढ़ें उसको ज़रूर, वरना आपको वो कभी भी समझ नहीं आएगी, आप उसको एस कभी भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. So if you wanted to ace it, you have to read it. Second point is start with smallest or easiest ones. For example, अगर आप एक बुक पकड़ते हो MA और MPhil लेवल की और मतलब कॉम्प्लेक्स लेवल की, आई मीन टू से, सो आप वो बुक पकड़ते हो और वहाँ से पोइट्री पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हो किसी बहुत ही मुश्किल राइटर की, पोइट की, तो वो आपको समझ में कभी भी नहीं आएगी. सो स्टार्ट विद द इजीएस्ट वन, जैसे कि जो बहुत कॉमन पोएम्स हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टार्ट विद द लल्लाबी, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, these kind of poems. So the third point that I am going to describe in front of you is the read the title. Title is very important. Title gives you the theme, the whole point of that poem. It will be easy for you to understand the point of view of the writer and the poem also. For example, if we take the poem Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, so the title of this poem is The Star. So obviously this title tell us about that this poem is about star. Okay, so the next point is read something about the writer. So if we see the poem Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, it is and the title of this poem is The Star. It is written by Jane Tyler. So Jane Tyler is a writer of the famous poem The Star, which is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. She was a part of the romanticism movement, so it is obvious that she talked about nature, which she did in Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. She maintained her focus on children's literature. So these kind of information about a writer might help you in understanding what the writer or the poet wanted to tell or convey the message in the poem. So, my fifth point is translate some difficult words in your first language or official language. For example, I belong to Pakistan and my first language is Urdu and official language is English, but I wanted to translate some of English words into Urdu. So, for example, here is the poem Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So, for example, I got some words very difficult. For example, twinkle twinkle. So the meaning of twinkle in Urdu and might be also be in Hindi is chamakna, and the meaning of wonder is heran karna, and the meaning of blazing is bhadakna. So only wanted to share some meanings with you. Next is find the main theme within the lines. So if you really wanted to dig in deep in the poem, probably the first two lines, which we call couplet in poetry or literature language, gives you the theme of the poem. Secondly, the first stanza will also help you. So the first two lines and the first stanza definitely help you to understand the theme of the poem. So my last point is start reading summaries of the poem. So go on Google and search in the search bar that the summary of this poem and that poem and read it. And go on 3 to 4 websites, learn different kind of summaries, and definitely you will get the theme of the what the poem is saying. So this is the smallest poem or the easiest one. Must say that you have to get the idea this what this poem is about. So read it. I will stop here for some time and take the screenshot if you wanted to. And thank you so much for watching the video.